I was about to say that too.
Now we can finish it.
All right, so first on the agenda is public comment. Do we have anything?
Yes, my name is Jim Gursky, and I got a little history to put into the village if it's possible. I bought my house that was built in 1920. I bought it in 1960. I had a nice bluestone, black bluestone wall. In 90, somebody said we need concrete walls. We don't need bluestone. They blacktopped the street back in the 90s, and they took in a new sidewalk. Well, in 2010, 2011, 2012, they repaved the street. I made a new sidewalk. Cost me twice. When I had the blue flagstones, I had a 4-foot sidewalk. Now I've got a 5-foot sidewalk, 5 foot. I don't have a place. But every time it rains, people come by our house, and has been for the last 6 years, walking out in the street to get by the water hole in my sidewalk. Okay? If the village can't fix it, at no cost to me, because they hired 2 contractors to fix it before, if they can't do it, and I have to do it, I'm gonna have to sue them. Okay? So what's the object there? What are we gonna do?
Jim?
Well, we've been waiting to, it's on the list to get fixed. I already told them that we'd end up fixing it, and just waiting for a new batch of money so that I could actually afford to do it. So after August 1st, when we bid out concrete, it'll get done.
Is it gonna be the same 2 contractors or 2 different contractors? Is it gonna be the same thing if we got?
It'll be whoever's lowest.
Pardon?
Whoever's lowest, it will be.
Yeah, well, okay. The other thing is I came down a little safety hazard we have over there, especially on the weekend. We have parkers that park right on the end of Depot Street and end of John R. Street. I would like to see a sign there that says at least in the top, I think supposedly says it's 15 feet off the corner. But when they park right on the corner, you come off John R. Street and you get on my street, you can't see who's coming down the road, you have to cross the lane. It's very unsafe, especially with the school buses there. And I have another corner up there with a piece of property, driveways there, and there's a sharp corner there. People park at that, just off the driveway, and they're 5 foot, I measured. The hind end of the car is 5 foot off the sidewalk. They never get a ticket. It's never been a ticket. We had one guy there in 4 days, parked the wrong way on the street. No ticket until I called the police. I know we're not on Main Street. I know we're not on Front Street. But we're still in the village of VOO, and we still pay taxes. So I think even though the long railroad comes along there, we should have a little bit of consideration. Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? John?
Did you get my request?
We did.
Okay. So I know, just want to make sure I can see it on it, please.
Yeah. We got it. We'll get you in there. All right. Anybody else? So our first agenda item is OHPAC application for 171 Main Street. Yep. The application. George is here tomorrow, right?
Through the help of Brittany, with the county, I was awarded a grant along with Alan Briggs. He's not here because he's not ready to proceed. And we submitted an application. The main issue I think that we're having or concern is the windows on the second floor and the cost of the windows. When we submitted our budget, we weren't anticipating, the different costs. I brought Roger Swingle, my contractor, maybe to explain the window issue. Brittany, do you want to?
Yeah, I think so. Initially, on the first floor, or the second floor, they have the arched windows, which are more expensive to repair, replace than the ones on the third floor.
Yeah, the third floor are just standard, well, they're large, but they're standard type rectangular windows that are in a lot of the buildings that are in the village. The second floor, there's 4 of them, and they're arched. And we've gone to a few different manufacturers, and the cost to put in arched windows, with safety glass.
Yeah, the rest of the windows in there has all been, when I first got involved in the job, I went over to people and asked them to replacement windows, okay? And I didn't realize it was going through the historical society, and therefore it's going to be a higher price. The windows I replaced, my price was around $1,000 a piece. And when I went to the meeting and they wanted to go through certain criteria they had to get for that particular window, the arch on it, they like to put the arch back, but the rest of the windows in that whole building, they do not have the arches in there. They were taken out and regular replacement windows were put in. Okay, well, like I said, I priced it, $1,000. I had Marvin, the only place I could find to have the windows duplicated like the existing, the old ones, is they're like almost $5,000. That's
Per window.
That's per window. That's way out of my pocket. I just didn't put in for that kind of a change. And that's what we're working on now. We're trying to come up with some kind of agreement here with the windows on to match the original windows that was in there. Very expensive. To match the rest of the windows and the whole rest of the building on the street, about $1,000 a piece.
So those third-story windows where there's plywood in there, they took the old sashes out.
No,
they were not.
There's another replacement window in there that
No, on the outside, there's just plywood right there right now, there's nothing in there.
there's no window behind it.
There's no window behind there at all. And so you can't, it has to be either have a company come in that could actually build the windows, and that's another, that's like, I think it's over $3,000 a piece for them to do that. And to rebuild it. And then they're not thermal painted, they're
Just safety glass.
safety glass, and they're not thermal painted.
So you've got second floor windows that have that arch top rim.
Yes.
How many?
4 of them, I think.
Four.
And then the 4 top windows,
No, they never did, they just look like.
but it's got the arch
window-
lintel still.
The top is arched, but it's filled in with a blank.
It's been scribed in, so
Right.
it's,
Yeah, and the third floor, the rectangular window, but they don't have the arched glass, whereas the second floor does, and there's 4 across.
and you plan to keep the second floor windows if you're
Well-
able to be repaired,
If,
or no?
well, the windows is running about with the arch, if we get them restored, and that would just include safety glass, not thermal glass, because it can't really be done that way.
Yeah, the
It's around-
sashes aren't thick enough to
Right, it's around 3,200 a window,
per window,
per window,
just to do the safety glass.
yes, to restore. So, we were wondering, or requesting to put in just keep the arch, but don't put a glass in the arched part, and put in a rectangular window that has thermal safety glass, but keep the arch exterior. But
In the
don't-
lintel,
Yes.
brick.
We'll keep the look, but there won't be glass in that arch itself.
Yeah, And that would substantially reduce.
What would be in the arch?
They just scribe in
It'd be a filler.
piece of molding,
Could be
Yeah,
anything. We have
flat stock or.
There's several different ways we could do it. We could do it wood, we could have aluminum, but, you know, there's, we could have something made up as,
It's been done all over the village, I guess.
yeah, all
is-
the other windows has already been done like that.
There's a building on Lake Street, not Lake, North Ave, that has the rectangular windows and that scribe piece in there, like, it looks almost like some type of vinyl. But we could put wood or anything there and, you know, paint it to match the colors that are in the application.
Yeah.
The,
Now I know what you're talking about. I was just picturing a much bigger arch, I guess, but no.
Yeah.
No, it's probably,
Yeah,
it's probably
it's
3 or
small.
4 inches.
Yeah, that could be made with moldings.
Yeah, now I understand now.
What's wrong with the ones that are there?
oh, they're not even safe. They're not safe, they're not even safety glass.
I mean, the arch section, what's wrong with that?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
The top section.
The windows.
No, it's one window, it's not a two-window.
It's a double hung window.
These ones here?
It's got an upper section and a lower
These ones
section.
here? The windows are completely.
It's basically just one window,
The windows are.
and it's not even
glass
safety glass,
doors.
it's just like real thin,
The sash.
plain
is
glass.
all
And
The arch section is not
if those
movable, is
apartments
it?
get done, you know, that's
Not
just
movable.
appropriate. to have.
Yes, see, like these
Someone
things
living
here,
up there
they
with
did
just
their
that
same
type of
glass.
glass.
And
But I
what
was
was
going
done
to
in
do,
the,
now they want
in the building,
the
on the
glass
end,
in there is
on
what
the
they
west side,
want.
it was recently
And then a lot of
They just
those-
put
I see
square
these ones
rectangular
that-
windows.
Then
scribe that
replaced.
piece in at the top.
That are, you know, they're,
You kind of see it here.
Yeah, 'cause
gonna
it's,
replace.
I don't know if
Which
it's,
is
I don't know what,
thermal paint.
Yeah.
and
yeah, it's got an arch in it.
They're better.
yeah, but they scribed it in.
Energy
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they just scribed them in.
Yeah. And then replaced it with a square.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With a straight top rail.
right.
So could you, I guess, in plain terms for me then, George, what is it that you're requesting from us, or what is that you're requesting?
Well,
What
we
you're
have,
proposing?
what we're proposing is to replace the windows with a rectangular window that's a thermal window that has the grid in the window, but cover the arch out with some type
Some
of
kind of mold.
wood molding,
Are we just talking third floor windows right now?
second floor.
Second?
The third floor windows would just be the regular type of rectangular windows because there's really no arch.
Oh, they've already had that arch built in.
The arch has already been filled
So
in.
that second and third floor windows, are they gonna be the same?
They'll be the same, yes. All the windows on my side, well, you know, I can't speak for Alan, but I've talked to Alan Briggs, and we're going to use the same type of windows all the way across. So it should match, everything should match.
Well, it's already been done and approved.
My office windows will stay the same, those are original. I'm not going to change those, but I replaced them with, because one time they got shot out and one night someone smashed them. So,
So you're kind of doing.
I might not be the most popular person, but.
Now, you're planning on keeping the windows the same size?
Yes, they're gonna be all the same size, and same style, same grid.
Mr. Mayor, I
But
guess we should.
they're gonna be a thermal paint.
As a
or
public
energy
hearing,
efficient.
because that's what the HVAC would do. So, I ask for comments from you, I know we've got some
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
HVAC members here.
and, you know, besides the window, we're going to be doing painting the brickwork with the colors in the application. I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen the application? They did?
I have not seen the application.
Everybody got a copy of it, email it to me.
Well, besides the paint, the windows, we're going to, you know, paint the exterior according to the colors in the.
Yeah, we saw this.
Okay. And we're going to do,
Sorry, guys, should be-
I follow where you're at.
Yeah, me too.
and we're going to, you know, put in the wooden doors
George, you guys basically want to continue what Greg was already started.
Yes, we're going to continue that. We're going to keep all the doors uniform, that similar to what,
To what they've got in there
yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of your,
front and back, front with doors and back doors. We're going to repoint the brickwork that needs to be repointed. We're going to put in 2 apartments. The second floor apartment's going to have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Third floor apartment's going to be a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. We're going to have central air, separate utilities.
I think it's an overall improvement.
Yeah, it's a major renovation. And,
It's more efficient use of the building, putting in apartments, renting it out, getting people living out of it.
yeah, get people downtown. And, you know, so the main, everything seems to be good. We just need to know what direction you want to go with these windows. I would suggest, you know, the rectangular thermal pane windows with a butt in the arch area, some type of molding which would match the paint colors of the building.
Just to, I guess, not totally related, but when do you anticipate being done with your work and starting to rent?
Well, if we get approval here, then we have to go to the state and get approval.
6 months, 3
It
months?
shouldn't
9
take probably 6 months, right? And I already have the financing lined up. So basically, my project's ready to go once we get it. You know, we thought we'd be working by now, but, you know, I've never dealt with this situation before. But, you know, my contractor's ready to go. We've already been doing work on the inside. It's all cleaned out, ready to go once we get the window issue, because we might have to make cuts somewhere. Because our original budget did not include up to $5,000 of windows.
Right.
Will you be keeping the same number of
We
pages?
should ask.
Everything's the
Yeah,
same.
the windows will look exactly the same. The only thing is they'll be energy efficient. There'll be a thermal pane that will be the color,
Yeah.
the color scheme of the
Yeah.
original. Is there any comments on the windows?
The colors are,
So it's not just the window, he's doing the painting the facade.
Yeah, it's a whole package, right?
yeah.
I think the only real sticking point that
That you guys have.
we might have in our role as the OHPAC is the windows.
I just wanted to make sure you guys know where it is.
It's all in the application.
So, there's no real comments.
Are you asking for an amendment to the originally approved application? Is that what's happening here?
No, there was never an application, this is the first application.
It's the first time?
Yeah, we're not seeking an amendment.
Okay, so, and this won't go to Chappelle?
It will go to Chicago.
Once the
Chappelle will have
approval
some
is
comments
granted,
about
here
the
goes to
windows.
Chicago.
I know.
Yeah. Just fair warning.
Yes.
So we have a motion.
I think Chappelle will have some comments about the windows, so I would recommend that you have a plan B, that somehow, that work with somebody that might come up with an estimate that can repair the windows,
I have that estimate.
and so you can submit that.
I got that estimate. I have that. The estimate's about $3,200 a window to restore the full.
Did you get more than one estimate on restoration?
No, because it's nearly impossible to find people to do that. Yeah, it's hard to get. And he would be able to do that starting in the fall. So he would restore the bottom floor windows.
But you'd still be left with the third floor windows that have already had that.
Yeah, so it's not going to be in conformity to the window won't be, because you can't, it's not possible to have them exactly the same.
So I think if our approval, I understand Nadine's comments, but I think our approval should be for the replacement of all the windows, and let Shippo come back and tell us no if that's, if that's the course that they want to take.
I agree.
Do you have an architect that's working with you?
Not really, no. No. I don't think you really need one.
For, well, This is over $800,000.
No, mine is not over it.
Your part is.
It's around 206.
And this is the one that's next to,
Right.
to the east of the,
Gotcha.
the one that had the grant
Yes.
approved.
Yeah. Mine is just little size.
Yeah, you're the end,
Yeah.
you're the end three-story unit.
Yeah.
So we have a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
And also include the motion, this declaration, this is a type of action.
Vote.
Yes.
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 Good. Do you want to do this one now?
What is the other application?
What, the zoning? Zoning for
You're all
Salisbury?
We're all set?
Motion approved.
Oh, okay.
Let's turn around.
Mr. Lounsbury's here.
So, just as some background here, Jeff and I were contacted about a rezoning application. We mentioned in the last meeting, this is the actual application itself for these 4 parcels of land by Applied Technology. Applied Technology is looking to purchase, I think, 2 parcels, and then the county is going to also, is asking that one of their parcels be rezoned as well to the industrial use. This would allow Mr. Lounsbury's presently existing non-conforming use of conforming use under the village code if it was rezoned to industrial. And certainly he's present right now. If you guys want to ask him any questions, or sir, if you'd like to give us some information on those.
Could you just give us an overview?
Sure. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Steve Lounsbury. My brother Peter and I operate Applied Technology Manufacturing. We are a machine shop, a machining operation, metalworking at 71 Temple Street on the corner of Temple and Central.
Right behind the newer fire station building and across the street.
Correct. So you have the old brick building, then you have the steel structure beside it. Applied Technology started in 1927, actually, as Warren Steel Corporation, and we've been at that location ever since. It started out in the railroad business, making parts for the railroad track, manufactured in Louisville, designed and manufactured and sold directly to the railroads. Over the years, we developed a line of rail lubricators that we sold to the railroads and built a good business out of it. Ended up selling that product line to the major competitor we had. We had a better product and they had a better sales and service network. Worked out well. They didn't do their own manufacture, so we sold them the product line and we do all their manufacture for them, so we're still making the same parts. Part of that required us to change our name, so we chose Applied Technology Manufacturing. We had expanded that business then to the machining area, precision machining. We sold that in the mid-90s and we developed to where we are now as a full-service machining operation, manual and CNC machines. And then in 2011, we had a problem in September, and we had 44 inches of water in our shop, first floor, and the basement was underwater for 5 days. So that was a major setback for us. We lost about half of our usable square footage that we did a lot of work in the basement. So we only use that for storage now. We also lost 5 big machines in that disaster. But we recovered. Our people have stayed with us. They've been with us a long time. We cleaned it up and we're running well today. However, we have an acute need for more space. We're out of room, we can't expand. And the opportunities come along to purchase what was the first transit building on Central Avenue. It's been unoccupied for over 3 years now. It's unproductive. So that facility, half of that facility we've been utilizing fairly quickly when it's renovated. But to do that, we're going to change the zoning. We're requesting the zoning change from central business, which is where it's zoned now, to industrial, to allow us to do what we need to do there, which is, running a closed machine shop. Central business does not allow us to do that, or even with a special use permit.
We've spoken with economic development, and they suggested that we form an industrial, small industrial district that would encompass the two parcels that we are purchasing. The county parcel, which was the old Home Central store that they use as a maintenance and service facility, and also the wood shop, and then our facility on Temple Street, which is grandfathered in. So we're a non-conforming use now, so this would clean all that up, and that would be conforming. And then there are a lot of other approvals we have to go through. We'll have to do a site plan review, and then also an area variance. Those applications will be filed next week.
So this is just one of the hurdles you're trying to.
Well, then the other one, the other contingency, we're purchasing a contingent upon, being allowed to do this, getting the zoning changed, and then we've got to get an environmental clearance as well.
So just as other background, the board might recall in the last meeting, I think we talked about briefly just the process that we're going through because of its location, the size of the rezoning, the fact that it is rezoning, as well as the site plan area variance that are needed. I think we consider this a type 1 action, which would require coordination among all of the various involved boards, a designation of lead agency. My recommendation would be that the planning board actually be the lead agency for environmental review. There will be a site plan, there will be an area variance. Those are kind of more site-specific concerns that the planning board typically handle. You, as the village board, could be lead agency as well if the other boards wanted to consent to that. But any secret review would, of course, include consideration of the potential of the change in zoning and what that would mean, kind of generally speaking, for environmental purposes. The planning board would go through that analysis as well. They would do all of the secret. So to do that, you would need to, in a resolution, just consent to the planning board acting as lead agency. Now, you have to send the rezoning over to the planning board anyway for an advisory opinion. So they'll be considering this whole thing anyway. The way the timelines all work out, I think the planning board at its August meeting would be able to review seeker at that point, assuming everything else is in place. And then after the planning board has taken action on seeker, it would then come back to you for the final rezoning question, yes or no, assuming you approve. And it would go on for site plan review and then for zoning variance approval at the September meeting starting. So it's a gap in time here, but that's because, again, it's a type 1 action, which requires a mandatory 30-day coordination period among involved agencies. And that just makes sure that we're doing everything in step and in order.
So you're recommending that we send it to the planning board first. It's gonna go to them anyways. If we didn't, it comes back to us anyways for approval after that point. But at that point, we have the luxury of having the input from the planning board at that point.
Yeah, the planning board will have given its input and they'll have done the seeker review, going through the long form and answering any questions, all that good stuff.
And in the meantime, if any of you would like to come in and look at the operation that we're running now, I'd be happy to show you how we do business.
How many jobs are you anticipating taking on?
We'll put 4 to 8 in there immediately, and as soon as we can begin operating there, we would have to. It's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, and you got to buy machines.
Well, no, I ordered one. Friday. I'll have a mothball.
You're out of the game.
It doesn't go in there. I got a timeline that I'm working to. I've got a customer that said we can't up our capacity. He's going to get some help. So we don't want any help. So I'll have to mothball it. But I have to work with this timeline. So I'm making some assumptions here. But I have. I'll just have to deal with it. I understand how these things work.
And how much square footage do you anticipate adding versus what you have now?
Well, we're only operating in, the machining area really is only about 8,000 square feet. This will be almost 16,000 square feet in here. So
this will triple your.
Well, yeah, half of it, because the half of it is usable immediately.
Okay.
The steel structure side is usable immediately after we re-insulate it and repower it. The other side, the older frame side, that would be a phase 2.
So you anticipate phase 1, you get about 8,000 more square feet, phase 2?
7,000.
7,000, and then the next is another 7,000 or 8,000.
We'll clean it up as soon as we get in there as far as the exterior facade and all that. So, like I said, invite all of you to come in, just let me know, and we'll have you in for a tour and show you what we do and how we do it, where we are now.
All right, I'll make a
One
motion.
question I have is, how much is it gonna change the traffic in the area?
Well, we don't have customers. You know, our customers are all over the country, really. and
Direct
so-
customers.
Direct customers. We don't have any direct customers. There is some truck traffic that for deliveries, but not a lot. Twice a day, maybe.
Trucks may already use central.
They're already using our end of Central Ave anyway. So.
And that's the advantage of staying in your location, expanding around.
Well, I'll just say that, you know, it's a tough spot for the business where it's tough to be located right in the middle of the village. You know, we're very comfortable there, but we're out of room to move to a new facility. I've done those workups on it, it just doesn't work economically. This does because it's close and I can manage it, you know, right from where we are now, so it really would work.
I'll make a motion to accept the applications and refer the site plan to the planning board and the area variance to the zoning board.
I will second that motion.
And just to clarify, and consenting to the planning board acting as lead
Lead
agency
agency.
Acting as lead agency.
purposes of review. And it's actually referral to the planning board for an advisory opinion on the question of reason.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
No, thank you.